Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. Today I will be talking about what is considered one of the best monster movies of the 80s, and that movie is Predator. The film was directed by John McTiernan, who you may know for some films such as Die Hard, Hunt for Red October, or his magnum opus, Last Action Hero. Predator has a plot that a lot of people are familiar with. It follows a group of soldiers who are sent to a jungle to rescue a group of hostages from guerrilla territory. It seems simple enough, that is until an alien starts picking off the group one by one. Predator is kind of a genius movie in the way that it is able to take so many different genres and mesh them together in a way that kind of merges beautifully. It's an action movie, a sci-fi movie, a survival movie, a monster movie, and a slasher movie. And though it is part a slasher film, this is definitely not a horror movie. It is a hardcore action film. Predator is one of the most testosterone-fueled films ever put to screen. Everyone in this film is a manly man. Even Anna's character is manly. Even if she's the only woman in the movie, without her, Dutch would probably still be stranded. Speaking of which, I would consider Dutch to be one of Arnold Schwarzenegger's best roles. If you need to cast a tough guy as your lead character, Arnold is one of the best you can go to. It seems as if in the 80s it was either the choice of Arnold Schwarzenegger or Sylvester Stallone. As much as I love Arnold, I do have to admit that a lot of his roles end up being a lot funnier than intended. This is one of Arnold's few serious roles, and while the get to the chopper line is still pretty funny, for the most part, I actually took him pretty seriously. Predator is pretty much Rambo First Blood Part 2 with an alien. It even uses the same jungle setting. For some reason, I've always been kind of attached to the jungle setting in films, and I think it's just kind of because of the survival aspect of it. Towards the end of this movie, after so many people have been killed off, it pretty much just turns into Arnold versus the Predator and goes full-on survival mode. But the survival stuff wasn't just in the movie itself. As it turns out, shooting this movie was also survival of the fittest. A lot of recent articles have appeared online lately, kind of going through the hardships that the cast and crew had to face while filming it. People were bitten by ants, the jungle was super hot, and poor Kevin Peter Hall had to wear a 200-pound Predator suit. Kevin Peter Hall is a gift. He does an amazing job as the Predator. People may not realize this, but the movements that an actor has to make is very important to the roles of playing either a monster or a horror villain. A good example of this is with the Friday the 13th movies. Jason Voorhees was played by a number of different actors, and you can kind of tell in the way he walks how it slightly changes. They may not have to speak, but there is a lot of physical acting involved. People who play these types of characters really do deserve more credit. The sound design in this movie also deserves a lot more credit than it gets. The clicking sounds that the Predator makes, or the heat vision scan that he uses, they all have these very interesting sounds to them that are very memorable bits of the movie. I especially love the laugh that the Predator uses at the end when he's mimicking the laugh of the guy from earlier in the film. There's just a lot of little details about this movie that I find myself really liking. And while I do not consider Predator to be a masterpiece, it is definitely an excellent B-movie. To be honest though, I am one of the few people in this world who actually prefers Predator 2 to the first one, but maybe that's a video for another day. Maybe. Either way, Predator is a blast, and it is a great film for fans of action movies. If you still have not seen Predator, be sure to check it out. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.